Let us pray. I want you to open your mouth and commit yourself in the hand of the Lord. Ask the Lord to bless you this evening through the Bible study of the hour. Tell the Lord to bless you through His word. Let the Spirit of God teach you and encourage you. Open your eyes to know the things you don't know. Let us pray. But I thank you because of your goodness and your towards me. And my brethren, Lord, we have come again under some obligation. We have come that will bless us as well. My Father, in glory, see us through at the end. Only take glory, Father, in Jesus' name. We pray in Jesus' name. Let's sing this song. It's wonderful, it's wonderful what God can do. His precious word, however true, have faith in God, He'll answer thee. It's wonderful what God can do. The Lord knows your way through the wilderness. Amen. All you have to do is to follow Him. The Lord knows our way to the wilderness. Amen. All we have to do is to follow Him. It's wonderful, it's wonderful what God can do. His precious word, however true. Have faith in God, He'll answer thee. It's wonderful what God can do. The Lord knows my way through the wilderness. Amen. All I have to do is to follow Him. The Lord knows our way through the wilderness. Amen. All we have to do is to follow Him. The Lord knows our way through the wilderness. Amen. All we have to do is to follow Him. The Lord knows my way through the wilderness. Amen. All we have to do is to follow Him. It's wonderful what God can do. His precious words, however true. Have faith in God, He will answer you. The Lord knows our way to wilderness. All we have to do is to follow Him. Almighty One of Jacob, I want to thank you because of your goodness and love towards us. My joy is that it's wonderful what you can do. And you knew our way through the wilderness. What we do is simply apply faith to follow you because that Lord knows the way. And as you are leading us, oh God, we can never make a mistake in life. When the Lord is at the front, He knows the way, He knows the crooked path. I pray that this evening, my Father, let your Spirit teach us, speak to us. Let us hear the voice of the Spirit through the servant of the Most High God. In Jesus' name. Amen. And amen. Amen. You are welcome in Jesus' name. Amen. We are still in our Bible study titled, Have Faith in God. Have faith in God. We have taught a number of things. We started from verse 1 up to verse 30. So we're going to start from today, from verse 30 to 40. I'm going to read all. Then we're going to now talk about it from one by one, from that 30. Remember, our topic is titled, Have Faith in God. Let's read. By faith, that is from verse 31. By faith, Rahab, the harlot, perish not with them that believe not, when she had received the spies with faith. And what shall I say more? For time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, and of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness we are made strong. Once violent in fight, turned to flight the armies of alliance. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured and not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. Others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tainted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in desert and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And this all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. In that Hebrew chapter 11, we have been studying. Now we have gone far. So we're going to start from verse 31. He said, by faith, Rahab, the harlot, perished not, when with them that believe not, when she had received the spies with peace. We are told that when the Lord commanded Joshua to go and, possess the land of Jericho, we are told that Rahab received the spies. Her country did not believe in the God of Israel, but this Rahab, the harlot, was afraid, and she believed the God of Israel, and she have heard what the Lord God of Israel have done to other nations, and she trembled, and she was able to have all the spies and promised them that I will never disclose this matter. If you can spare my life, I and my people will worship their God. And through faith, she was able to deliver her soul and her family. In like manner, through faith, your family will be saved. Amen. You deliver yourself and deliver also your family. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Now, verse 32. And what shall I say more? For time will fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, and of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets. These are men of God whom God will use to do exploit in their own pressure, in their own time. God will use them to do many things that was shaking, And now, Gideon, through faith, miraculously, the Bible told us that he was able to use 300 men to conquer nations through faith. And he was not afraid to use 300 men to conquer that a great king, a great nation. So faith, when somebody has faith, he can move mountains. And the Bible made us to know in Hebrew chapter 11 verse 6, it says, without faith, it is impossible to please God. He that cometh to God must believe that he is, and is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So, whatever we do in this earth for a child of God, faith is the answer. If you want to succeed in education, want to succeed in your business, want to succeed in your marriage, want to succeed in whatever you do, faith is the answer. You want to make heaven too? Faith is the answer. Faith is very, very important. And this present time, the Lord told us to have faith in him. We should not be terrified of what is happening or the signs in the sky or what is happening in the world. No matter the noise, no matter the news, we should not, be moved. And when we have faith in God, the Lord who saved our patriarchs will save us in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, when we talk about the Barak, we talk about that God, through faith, he followed the woman, the prophet, and was able to conquer a very tough and wicked king which nobody can be able to, face. That faith. And through faith, Samson, he believed in himself. He had a physical strength, physical power. That's why he used this jawbone of an ass and killed thousands of people. But he believed in himself that he had faith and he has power. So he had, with boldness, had what? Physical strength. He was able to carry the gate of the enemy when he was locked up and carry them and then take them away. Because of what? Physical belief that he has physical strength with the power upon him, he can face the enemy. Jephthah also, with boldness, the person was nobody. By faith, with boldness, was able to conquer kings. David also, David was a man of war. The Bible called David a man after God's heart. He was a man of war. He conquered nations. He conquered kingdoms. He subdued nations. He subdued kingdom through faith. And that's why he was called a man of war. Remember that through faith, he brought Goliath down at the age of 17. Think about it. Goliath was coming because he had been a warrior for many years. David being a youth, a sheepkeeper who came to bring food to his brethren. When he saw Goliath terrorizing Israel, he was moved. He asked them, what is this uncircumcised Philistine comes to do? And when Goliath was coming, Saul, being a man God was no more with, as Goliath was coming, all of them ran away and hid in caves and hid in the mountains. David was touched. He was with catapult, with his back. And he came and said, I'm going to face this man. But Saul told him, you are still a youth. But this man has been a man of war right from youth. And he told him, it's not by might, it's not by power, that the Lord who was with me in the bush and gave me a power to kill lions and bears, that Lord God is still able. And this Philistine is going to be one of them. And by faith, he believed God to face Goliath, who was so fearful. To face Goliath, who has conquered many nations and was a proud man. And he went to challenge the God of Israel. It was when he saw David, he disdained him and said, if you come nearer, I will tear you, I will kill you, I, and give your carcasses to the best of the earth. And David, who knew God, hearing the power of God, told him, you are coming with me with the hands of flesh, but I'm coming with you in the name of God of Israel, whom you defied. The same God who was with me in the bush and gave me a power to conquer lions and bears. That God is able. To Goliath, he was seeing a boy, but there was God inside the boy. So if you have faith, people can see you as a girl, as a boy, as a man, as a woman, but through faith, you will do undoable. So faith is very, very vital in the life of every Christian. So no matter what you are passing through, have faith like Goliath. Don't fear Goliath. The Goliath can be what? Sickness. It could be poverty. It could be witches and wizards. It could be one problem or the other. But don't fear. Don't consider, don't think about how big your problem is. Think about how big your God is. No matter what you are facing now, think how big your God is. Not how big your problem is. And when you do, God will fight for you. In Jesus' name. Amen. And this now we talk about Samuel. By faith was a man of integrity. The Bible says he was blameless throughout his regime. He was bold to tell Israel, I have not collected anybody's house. Do you have anything to accuse me of? By faith, was able to maintain integrity, was a transparent man. And the Bible said that word of God was scarce in his own time. At the tender age, God was able to call him. He had the voice of God at the tender age. And God was able to use him. And Bible said that the word of God was scarce in his own time. Think about it. He was a prophet of thunder. He preached, he prayed, thunder blowed, people trembled. Praise the Lord. So before we pray, we're going to see 17 words of faith from verse 33 to 38. We're going to see what? 17 works of faith. 17 works. What faith can do. What faith can move out, can work out. We're going to consider 17 works of faith. We have seen all these men, all these patriarchs, what they conquered through faith. But from verse 33 to 38, we are going to see other people like that. Now, number one, through faith, they subdue kingdoms. If you read Joshua chapter 12, you will see the list of the kingdoms God will use Joshua to subdue. God will use Joshua, or you can see the list of what? Kings and kingdoms. By faith, Joshua subdued and Israel because God was with them. And they believed God in total. And the Bible said that there was a time when the going became tough. Joshua was able to declare and say, sun, stand still. Moon, stand still. Till we conquer the enemy. And the Bible said the sun stood what? Still. That is, the atmosphere stood still. The firmament stood still. No movement. No day, no night. That was the reason up to today. People are still wondering why February ended in 29. Did anybody hear me? Why February ended what? And then we are so, what is happening? 28, 29. Other months ended 30 or 31st. That was that day, those days that we are missing. When Joshua said, let there be no night, let there be no day. Praise the Lord. The scientists have been searching to find out, but we Bible scholars, Bible scholars can tell them the answer. The answer is that what? How to get it what? That time, this man of God, the prophet of God, has said, the sun, never you go down. The moon, stand there. The earth, and the Bible said, God hearkened to Joshua. It has not happened before that God spoke and man spoke. God hearkened to it in that manner. So in like manner, you can be Joshua of our time. Am I talking? Yes, you can be what? Joshua of our time. Don't belittle yourself. God does not use somebody by age. He does not use somebody by education. He does not use somebody by what? Riches. He does not use somebody by what? Righteousness. He uses somebody by what? Faith. No matter whom you are, if you have faith in God, you can move mountains. No matter the challenges on your way. This present time, the time will manifest faith as never before. No matter what the children of Ishmaelites are doing, let us fear not. Our God is in the throne. As is on the throne, our God is on the throne. As they are hatching evil, sending people all over Eastern Zone, Western Zone to cause war, they will slaughter themselves. Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Whosoever is sponsoring them, they will massacre themselves. Whosoever engineering them, they will kill themselves. As long as you have faith, as Joshua had the faith. The Bible said, when Joshua began to war, God released stones from heaven. Began to fall upon the enemies. There are stones in heaven, if you people don't know. People, are they with me? Yes, sir. There are what? Stones in heaven. Through faith, we can ask our God, release stones on the territory of the enemies. And God will release stones. And they're going to what? Descend upon them. Have you read 2 Corinthians chapter 20? I ask you, have you read 2 Corinthians chapter 20? Did Jehoshaphat and Israel fight? They didn't fight. What? They rely after prayer, they praise God. They rely upon the God of Israel. They rely upon Him. and they began to praise God. The Bible said that when they began to praise God, the Lord is good, and his mercy endureth what? Forever. The Lord is good, and his mercy what? Endureth forever. That was a simple song they are singing. As they were singing that song, what happened? God realized that it was good. From his throne, he rose up and said, I am good in all ramification. And my mercy what? Endureth forever. The enemies don't see my mercy, but my children can see my mercy. The enemies don't see my goodness, but my children can see my what? Goodness. Because they recognize that I am good, and my mercy endureth forever. I will fight for them. The Bible says, as they went on praising God, magnifying the beauty of his holiness, God went on to set enemies, 3 countries against one. They began to slaughter themselves. In like manner, very soon, the enemies of Christians in Nigeria will slaughter themselves. Amen. God is going to send them among themselves. Amen. They will face each other and will be praising God. Amen. Mark it. Mark it. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So that is it, men and brethren. That what faith does. So, that is the 3 kingdoms. Number 2, they wrought righteousness. The Bible said in Genesis chapter 15 verse 6 that Abraham believed God and he counted him for righteousness. Abraham believed what? God. And he counted him for what? Righteousness. Abraham believed God and he counted him for what? Righteousness. So if you believe God without shivering, without moving, believing is what? Part of righteousness. He believed God and he counted him for righteousness. He was able to depart from his father's house, from his kindred, from his country at the age of 75. If it is in this day, when a man is at the age of 75 and is in the township, people tell him, go home and replace their forefathers. They are in the village and they're taking care of their father's compound till the death comes. But that was not Abraham. God called him at the age of what? 75. When some people will be shaking. The Bible said that he believed God. And God asked him to give up his only begotten son. He believed God. And God asked him to leave his kindred, depart. Go to a place I will show you, no address. He was just going like a foolish man. He believed God. In fact, a man of faith behaves like what? A foolish man. A woman of faith behaves like what? A blind person. A child of faith behaves like what? A useless and a foolish person. Because where there's no way, you believe that there's way. When you cannot prosper, you tell yourself, I will prosper. Because of faith. Those who think that they are wise, they will see as what? A foolish person. Imagine Abraham at the age of 75 said, I heard the voice of God. When his fathers and forefathers are what? Idol worshippers, pagans. He said, I have heard another voice altogether telling me to leave my country, to leave my family, to leave my kindred, to go to a place of no address. They asked him, where are you going now? He said, to no place. Only me and my God. And this said, look at this foolish man. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. That's faith. Faith sees where nobody sees. Faith walks where nobody walks. Faith believes where nobody believes. Faith does what no man can do. That's what faith does. So, Abraham believed God and he counted him for what? Righteousness. Now, number 3. They obtained promise. They obtained promise. If you read Numbers chapter 14, verse 30, the Bible said through faith, Joshua and Caleb obtained what? The promise. They were able to enter the promised land when millions died in wilderness because of unbelief. In the present time, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of trials, lot of temptations. If we believe God, we shall survive them all.
Amen.
If we believe God, like Caleb and Joshua, we shall enter the promised land.
Amen.
If we believe God, like Caleb and Joshua, we shall survive them all.
Amen.
So they obtain the promise, while other people perish because they didn't believe God. Number 4, they stop the mouth of lions. Our patriarchs, they stop what? The mouth of lions. If you read Daniel chapter 6, the Bible says that Daniel believed God in a time of compromise. When people conspire against him, and he told King Darius that Daniel cannot obey your God. He cannot obey your God. And now, what happened? There's anybody who refused to obey the king will be thrown to the lion's den. And Daniel, and they said nobody should pray to another God for 21 days. Unfortunately, Daniel prays 3 times a day. That's why if you read Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, the Bible said that he prayed 3 times a day facing Jerusalem. Oh yes, because they were in Babylon, carried the captives. And Solomon, when he was dedicating the temple, told the Lord, whosoever sin against you and the Israelites all over the world, wherever they are in the world, and face Jerusalem, hear them. So Daniel, when the decree was passed, and nobody should pray to another God except the king. Now Daniel opened his window towards Jerusalem, and then began to pray. And his adversaries were looking away to get him. Nowhere. They only find him guilty through the way of his worship. And they went and brought it to the king. And the king said, well, since they have failed the commandment, to be thrown to the lion's den. And the Bible said, lions were starved for a long time. And the people gathered. And they bound Daniel and threw him in lion's den. Bible said, when he landed, the Son of God was there. Lion's mouth, a ravenous animal, was able to be friendly with Daniel because of faith. Through faith, he quenched the mouth of lions. In like manner, if you have faith in God, all the lions in form of human being, all the lions in form of demons, all the lions in form of problems, you will quench them in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I don't know what you are passing through in your family. I don't want to know because I have nothing to offer. I don't know what you are passing through in your business. I don't want to know because I have nothing to offer. I don't know what you are passing through in your personal life, in your body now as you are looking at me. I don't know what you are passing through in your office. If you can allow God to fight for you, if you can behave like David, Daniel, and begin to pray and call upon God and say, God, fight for me. As you fought for Daniel, the same God will fight for you.
Amen.
You are going to close the mouth of the sayers and the mouth of lions in form of human beings, physical lions or spiritual lions, material lions or financial lions. You will quench them in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Then number 5 now, quench fire. Our patriarchs through faith, they quench fire. They quench what? Fire. Fire was kindled, but they quench it through faith. We can see that in Daniel chapter 3, talking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Bible said these 3 Hebrew children were able to quench the fire of Nebuchadnezzar when he made a golden calf that the nations, the people was ruling that time, all the nations under his territory, when you hear the sound of cornet, flute, trumpet, bow down and worship the gods I have made. But these 3 children, other Israelites persuaded because there were not only 3 of them in Babylon at that time. But these are 3 people who singled themselves out to have faith in God, to believe God, because Israel don't do obeisance to any person except to the Almighty God. That was the reason Haman was after Mordecai. Because when Haman was coming through the gate, all the people were bowed. But Mordecai wouldn't do that. He would greet him. But Haman saw it as what? Negligence. Mordecai saw it as abomination. To do what? Worship him. And they planned a way to undo him. But through faith, the person who planned to hang him was hanged. In like manner, if you have faith in God, those who plan to undo you, God will do them.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Amen. So that what happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Through faith, they were able to quench the fire. As you are listening to the message, as you turn to part 2, shall be well with you in Jesus' name.
Amen.